As kids, what's so virtuous about being patient? Right? It seems like the whole world is becoming more impatient, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
well, we're getting trained because we can get anything we want, you know, within minutes.
Yeah.
Or a few hours or a day. It'll show up on your doorstep.
Right, and we're getting to get used to those two words, instant gratification. Join us for Life Stories.
And meaningful moments in the community. Hey there, glad you joined us.
Here's a question: how patient are you?
We're Doug and Lynn Nodland from SharingLife'sLessons.com, and maybe you've had this happen. You're going on a day-long trip with kids, and about 10 minutes out of the driveway, you hear,
"Are we there yet?"
And as parents, you say,
"Yeah, well, patience is a virtue." Yes. And then we'd wonder, well, as kids, what's so virtuous about being patient? Right? It seems like the whole world is becoming more impatient, doesn't it?
Yes, well, we're getting trained because we can get anything we want, you know, within minutes.
Yeah.
Or a few hours or a day. It'll show up on your doorstep.
Right, and we're getting to get used to those two words, instant gratification. It's almost becoming a way of life rather than maybe something that has negative consequences to it, right?
So why should we be patient then?
Well, there's a Chinese proverb that talks about that. It says, "One moment of patience may ward off great disaster. One moment of impatience may ruin a whole life."
As we reflect on this, you know, we see that having patience or a lack of it can have serious consequences.
Right, exactly. And it, not only to ourselves, but with people around us in our work or our business life, right?
Yes. And let's start with ourselves. You know, let's be patient with ourselves when we make a mistake. Instead of saying, "That was so stupid," and then being mean to ourselves, maybe we could say something kind.
Well, like, "I learned from that and I can do better next time."
Yes, and there is a quote by St. Francis de Sales.
He says, "Have patience with all things, first of all, with yourself."
So true. When we feel impatient ourselves, then we get more angry and frustrated and stressed.
Yeah, that's not so good because that releases a hormone called cortisol, which when that goes in our body for a long period of time, it's really unhealthy.
It is. And the other thing that happens is that it's contagious. It spreads that anger and frustration. And then everybody gets stressed.
Ooh, that's not so good.
No.
Right. So what can we do to become more patient?
Well, I think one thing is to really look at prayer and meditation to bring peace and calmness.
Right. That really does help kind of slow things down and kind of really evaluate what's really important in life, right?
Right. And you know, the situations like where you're standing in line and you can feel really stuck.
Right.
Some things you can do there.
Oh, what such as?
Well, you can, like other people, pull out your phones and do something there, but you can take time to just relax.
Oh, right. Just
people watch.
Get curious.
Yes.
Right. Always fun.
And then when you get up to that clerk, finally, you'll be in a good mood. And that helps the clerk too.
Yeah, exactly. So what about you? What can you do to become more patient?
Well, take time to identify situations where you might feel impatient and try to see them differently so you can relax.
And in many areas of life, such as relationships or achievement, it takes patience to kind of really reap the rewards.
And as you rediscover the power of patience, what can happen is you'll gain the benefits of feeling calmer and more relaxed, even when you're standing in line next time.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. You can contact us at WeCare at SharingLife'sLessons.com.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.